All right, I'm coming out here to one of my favorite places here in Monroe. I don't have any fear of telling people on my channel where I'm at right now because I'm not going to be here much longer. I'm not going to tell you what city I'm going to, but like this place, Monroe, there's some cool things about it. Definitely not if you're trying to have a job. There's not a lot of jobs here. That's a huge reason why I'm leaving. Because I don't feel like commuting to Detroit or Toledo. This is Munson Park I come to all the time. I really like it here. There's like a cool park back there and like a huge mound I used to go sit on. And around this time, there's a family up there, but I like to sun gaze from this big mound over there. It's like a pretty big mound. I think it's probably really cool to go down on winter to go sledding. So, I really don't get fast food that often. I think that I probably get it, I don't know, twice a day? No. I probably get it around a couple times a month, maybe. A little bit more often this time, but I just prefer to make my own food, and because I like to see where I like to be able to. I'm making it. I don't know if somebody's gonna mess with my food or whatever and mess it up. I got a couple of bean burritos today from Taco Bell, and I don't like onions, and I've had it before where I say no onions and they put it in there. So that's why I kind of just like making my own stuff, because I'm a weak bitch and I don't like onions. I wish I did. It would make my life a lot easier. But it is what it is. What's weird is because my parents like it, but I don't. I don't know. And it hasn't changed. Anyway, so I was there. And what's crazy is it took about 30 minutes to make my food. Granted, I was there about between 5 and 6, and obviously that's rush hour. If you're in a restaurant business or ever been in it, like that's the peak. And they're doing DoorDash, and they had a kiosk up front where you just do your order. Had a couple of them where you do your order, which I kind of like. You know what I mean? I can see it. It's not that difficult. It's huge. I can order the way I want it. Does it come out the way I want it? It did this time, but anyway. I thought that was pretty crazy. 30 minutes for a wait. Fast food. That's where we're at right now. Fast food. 30 minutes. I could have went to a sit-down restaurant and pretty much paid the same price for what I got. And I waited the same amount of time and had better quality food. But it's by where I reside at the time right now, and I decided to walk up there because I don't like to drive. I don't like to drive anywhere. I hate driving, so I kind of like to walk. I've been doing a lot of walking since I've been unemployed. What I seen there was absolutely, and I seen this some woman that has welfare. EBT is electronic benefits transfer, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to go this way. I don't want my shoes to be kind of soaked. Still a little bit too wet right here. When I came here, I think yesterday or the day before, just walking on the gravel path, it just felt so soft. It was weird. But anyway, yeah, I seen a video of this woman basically bragging that she's bought Chipotle with her EBT. It's like, what's the point of working, man? Like a lot of these fast food places probably should be out of business right now, honestly. Like we've been in a recession. I know technically we're not in a recession, but if you're at my level, you've been feeling like we've been in a recession for a little while. Couple years at least. It feels like we've been in a recession. And yeah, You like the people, oh, Trump tariffs, like, yeah, that takes a little bit of time for the tariffs to take effect. So, you know, I'm like sitting there waiting for my food, and I didn't even have my phone on me. Waiting patiently, you know, that's what I do as a civilized person. You know, I'm patient, don't try to jump to conclusions and freak out. You know, I'm patient. You know, I've been battle tested by God plenty about with that, and so I'm a lot more patient than when I was younger. So seeing that they have EBT there, they let people on welfare buy fast food now, which is crazy to me because, like, that's not good food. We all know that fast food is bad for you. And if these people are so hard up, why are they getting fat? You know how much more it'll take off your EBT to get fast food instead of like going to the grocery store and getting regular food? Like, if I was in charge and, you know, we have EBT, which I think that we need to take a lot of people off of it. Obviously not everybody. Some people need it, man. Like, I wouldn't be cruel, but there's a lot of people I think that abuse the system. So here, another thing real quick before I get to that, I started my job search today. I feel pretty confident I am making the right choice. There's a lot of jobs that are opening where I'm going. And you can tell by the major listing, and you can see like how active they are a day ago. Well, here where I'm at right now, you know, looking for the same type of work, manufacturing, assembling, something, warehouse, whatever, forklift, who gives a shit? It's all the same crap. Boring, stupid shit that nobody wants to do. But I gotta do it because I gotta make money. So, you know, here, completely different one. It feels like a job desert where I'm at. Monroe, Michigan. And to see, like, basically, I'm just looking at like service jobs where I'm going, you know, to get that second job. That's all I'm gonna focus on, is just working. To see like the big contrast, like the manufacturing where I'm going, you make pretty damn good money compared to like service jobs, which it should be. Well, it's not the same here. The job that I just had, the people that start out, I don't know, they start out like 18, 19, 20 bucks, something like that. Well, a lot of fast food places around here start out 15, 16, something like that. Well, there where I'm going, I'm seeing like 13, 14, and then like the manufacturing seems like it's 18, 19, and it's a lower standard of living there. It's easier to get by, things are a little bit cheaper. The standard of living is just so high here, it's unbelievable. I don't know, you have a lot of people basically on welfare here, a lot of people on unemployment as well, and I think that's why they extended the unemployment, because because they don't have no fucking jobs, because Gretchen Whitmer has done an absolutely atrocious atrocious job as governor of this state. I don't know if this is fake, but it looked like, you know, people, she was at the White House the other day, and there's just pictures going online, and I might post it on a thumbnail or something where she's covering her face. It's probably honestly AI. I don't see a point to cover your face like that and just sit there for 30 minutes or however long she was there and just act like, no, it doesn't. I think it's probably, if it is, it's pretty funny anyway. Yeah, she's done a horrible job here. It's pretty much the same as when I left it in 2017. No jobs, you know, where I'm going. And listen, God likes to play games with me. That's, you know, it's like, I'm pretty confident. Like, I'm confident I'm gonna be able to find I don't think I'm going to have to get a service job. You know, my mindset is like, I'll work 2 service jobs, a bunch of hours to try to get my debt down and, you know, get myself in a better financial spot than I am right now. Like, I'm fine right now, but like, I can't keep this going. Like, I need to get back to work. I think I made some pretty wise decisions financially, considering where I'm at. If I like had more money, I would be way more, like, being able to put more of my investments, what I invested in back then, and I really don't have the money right now to be investing, so I'm kind of staying away from all that. And I also think that, like, the stock market will get cheaper and things probably will go down, and be able to buy assets for cheaper coming up. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Maybe it will go up. But what is the point of working? I don't know. Like, if you the thing is, here's the thing. Here's the bad thing about being on welfare. Like, if you're completely on welfare, which somebody like me won't be able to qualify because I'm a man. Equality. We care about equality. But yeah, like, if a woman, you know, has kids and, you know, we take care of them or whatever. But it's just crazy to me. I would only let people who are on food stamps, I would say your EBT will only be able to get you meat, cheese, bread, grains, rice, vegetables, like produce, fruits and stuff like that. You're not going to be getting any snacks. You're not getting any chips. You're not getting any pop or soda, however you say it. Or like they say pop up here. You're not getting that. But for some reason, our government thinks it's okay for people to be able to have, because I look at fast food almost like a treat. I know it's bad, but I like the taste of it. I've always liked the taste of fast food. I don't know. I'm a weirdo, I guess. I think that a lot of people will agree with me. It tastes pretty damn good. They get a lot of customers. Even now, when everybody's like supposedly going through a lot of financial problems, even myself. So, like, the difference is from like working a job is they get better health care because they don't have to pay for it. They get free food. And they have to work out with like not cable, but they don't get like the little bit extras, but it's easier for these people to live than it is for somebody who works. Who is somebody like me, where you're basically at their level but a little bit higher. You know, like, we can have the ability when you have a job to be able to go work somewhere that work. They don't work. Well, they do. I've done it myself. There's some of them that are working and they're going based off of what they make. But like, what is the incentives for anybody to get off the welfare? I just want to know, like, what's the incentives if you can go buy fast food? You can go buy cookies, treats, whatever the hell you want with the fast food, with the EBT card. Like, these people are basically living like me, and I'm working my ass off. Not right now. I will be, and I have. And I still would be if I tried to get a job here. There's nothing really here, man. There's nothing. There's such a scarcity here. Like, you are so scared if you lose your job. That's how I was. I hung on to my job. I was so scared to lose my job for like as long as I worked there, because I didn't feel like there was anything else to go to. It really feels like if you're on my level, the working class poor, that's what we're called, the working class poor. 41K I made last year. People will laugh at me. How'd you know? I'm a piece of shit. I'm the lowest of the low, but somebody's got to do these jobs, and I don't understand why stuff's looked down on. But I guess people have too high of egos, and it is what it is. And God doesn't really want to, humble these people. I guess people like me have to be constantly humbled all the time instead of people that actually deserve it. But that's the way this simulation that God has created, he wants good people to suffer. You can see that. You can see the people who aren't so good be able to be very rich and run this whole show to favor them. I want to go in these woods, man, but that sun's coming down. I don't really feel like being back there when it's dark because I'm scared. Now it's kind of cold. It's a little bit chilly on this spring day. It's like 52 degrees. But yeah, like, what is the point of working if you like? And another thing too. Here's the other withdrawal. Okay, if the government shuts you off, you're fucked. You know what I mean? So like that is that. But it's just like, how are these people being able to have this luxury? And I look at like buying fast food, eating out as a fucking luxury. That's crazy, man. That is crazy how things are working nowadays. And it's such a, what it does to my morality is it just tanks it. That's why I'm just saying, like, when I hear all this stuff about people like work hard, and it's like, no, like, what do you mean work hard? What the hell for? And that's why Gen Z is like, no, I can't come back here. It's way too bad. But like, that's why Gen Z is like, I don't want to work no more. I don't feel like it. That's where they're at. The difference between them and me is, at least I've had experience in my life with women. Whether people want to admit it or not, what keeps the economy going is men working their asses off so they'll have the accessibility to women. On my Facebook profile, dating I was doing, I put up on there because I really didn't care, I said. And I really haven't cared. I haven't cared at all. And I've had some matches. I probably have way more matches than a lot of men nowadays. What I'm hearing, like, there's a lot of them not getting anything. Not to say like they're like 25-year-olds. But yeah, women my age, a lot of them were matching with me. So a lot of Gen Z don't have that. I won't be able to go too much farther, Pierce. But a lot of Gen Z don't have that. Men, they don't have that experience. Man, I heard something like a statistic. I don't know if this is right, but it might be something that rhymes with it. On the Tim Pool show, he said a statistic where I think a quarter of Gen Z, up to like 30, are like virgins. That is nuts. That's nuts, man. A lot of that's because women just don't like us no more. They expect us to be like absolutely flawless, perfect, have this high status, and it's like you're a regular person too. But social media messes with their head because they get so much attention. I've explained this 1,000 times, because their ego is boosted by men constantly giving them attention. So I don't know, like, how the hell we can keep doing this. I really don't. I don't know how the hell we haven't collapsed at this point. Seriously, this is crazy, man. I wouldn't be shocked if, like, sit-down restaurants right now start letting people have EBT. Could you imagine people on welfare eating like lobster at a sit-down restaurant? Like, they probably buy it at the grocery store or something like that, or steak. It's like, you're eating better than me, and I'm working my ass off. Like, I'm a slave. And like, it just seems like in this society, how are we supposed to continue in this society when you have the rich people, which, okay, they're rich, like, they have they should, like, these people work hard, they, But then you have like the bottom class of our, like the lowest people, they're supposed to be like the poorest people, basically having it better than people who actually work. Isn't that crazy? Like, maybe I'm the one that's crazy. I feel like I'm so ahead of my time. You know, like I was thinking about this years ago, probably like 10 years ago, and it's pretty cool. 15, 20 years ago, I don't know. I was thinking to myself, we should go ahead and like just give pedos the death penalty. And it's pretty cool to see that Idaho does that. Yeah, Idaho does that. I'm not sure if they have actually done it yet, but they're allowed to now. Like, they've passed it. And you'll see other states start doing this too. And I've always wondered, like, if that person takes the rights of that person, like that, especially a kid, who the fuck are they? Like, why should we should put them, we should exile these, like, we shouldn't have to just like pay for these people to exist. And they get to come back out in society and do it again. That's crazy to me, man. Like, this is like, what is this fucking place, dude? This place is like, that's why I like Trump in there. And I think things are like so. I think that if Trump didn't get in there, yes, we're gonna have hard times, man. We would fuck. Just like I was thinking, just like Elon said, we were at a fork in the road. And we were gonna have civilization collapse. Like, we really were. Like, there's no way around it that we would not have civilization collapse with the Democrats in charge. Kamala in there, Biden, whoever. It is crazy. And now, are they perfect? No. They're gonna do some things that are kind of like, oh, okay, my bad. Like the Doge cuts, like cut it a little bit too much. And it's like, they hired him back. It's like, all right, now we went a little bit too crazy. That's affecting some things that we don't want to affect. But, like, what is this place, man? Where am I? I don't even know if I'm in the right dimension. I don't even know if was I born in this dimension? Did I, like, is 2012, like, did our world die and I'm, like, in some type of simulation, like they were saying, like the conspiracy theorists are saying? You know? I know it sounds crazy. I give it, when I give that type of stuff like flat earth, I'm like, it's plausible. Or like hollow earth or like crazy stuff like that. I'm like, it's possible. I don't know. Simulation is possible. I don't know. But dude, this place is, and I know things change, things evolve, but things are just so absurd nowadays. It's a slap in the face to be somebody that goes to work and busts your ass just to barely get by, and then to see people who are on welfare be able to have the luxury, because it should be a fucking luxury to eat out. It's a slap in the face. It's like when the Democrats picked illegals over us, the working class. A slap in the face. And I'll never forgive them for that. I will never, ever forgive them for that. And I will be railing against these people. Unless, I might be a Democrat one day again because of the right has gone too radical. So, man, this, like, crap. I just don't understand the logic. Oh, these people who are poor, who's not really contributing anything to society, but just taking from us, they need to have fast food. They need to be able to have treats and stuff. Like, well, then they should work. They should have a job and work their ass off if they want the extras, because that's what it should be. You want the desserts. You can't, like, this is the problem. It seems like is they are customers they're fat, they're lazy, and they end up getting sick and having to go to the doctor and putting more stress on our healthcare system, and that makes the prices go up on everything because of supply and demand. There's a demand for the doctors, not a lot of supply, so they have to raise the prices. like the healthcare. So it's like, this seems so intentional by big pharma to me. That, just looking at things, you know, like trying to look at things like, this is, you know, that's what it's like. It seems like big pharma makes a ton of money off of us being sick, and they want us sick. They don't want to fix anything. Like, how long have we been like funding, trying to find cures for cancer? Like, they've done this for the last 20-30 years of my life, trying to figure out cures for cancer. How much money have they put into that? How comes they haven't figured it out yet? Like, they just brought back some, like, I don't know, some wolf, dire wolf, some like wolf from like 10,000 years ago, but they can't figure out cancer. Like, what is this? Because they want us sick. They want us to keep going to the doctor, and then like, that's what the food is. It's like, that's why they say, go ahead. Like, they don't want them eating good food, like the foods I've said, where, you know, you eat those foods, and honestly, like, you should have to like go to the gym, and if you don't go there so much, then you get cut off. You know, like, I worked at a place in Washington. It was pretty cool. They paid for my gym membership for a little while until they cut it off. But if you didn't go so many times a week, they would shut it off. That's not why I got mine shut off. They just probably want to cut some money out. But that's how it should be. You should have, if you want these benefits, electronic benefit transfers, you should have to go to the gym. You should have to be active. And there's way, like, these people need to be tracked. And if you don't, you get cut off, or like you start losing some of it. We're getting to the point where technology is just so, I just think that they can create this type of system, and our government is just so, I can't believe, man, I can't believe we haven't been like destroyed with hacking. Some of the stuff like that they're saying that is so out of date. The computers are like 50 years old or something. Like, there's no updated technology. You know, like, computers can't even talk to each other in some circumstances. It's like, what is our government doing? What is our government spending money on? Oh, people on welfare. Oh, okay. You know, when I was growing up, when I was on welfare, I think it was like 2004, 2005-ish, till like 2006 maybe. I was on a couple years. I still worked. I just didn't make enough to survive. And I got myself off of it. It was hard, but I did it. I feel like it's a trap. I feel like welfare is a trap, man. Yeah, I just don't understand what we're doing. I really don't get what we're doing. Like, what's the incentive to work? I don't know. How do these experts not know, like, why people don't want to work, why men don't want to work? Well, there's no incentives. Especially, like, if everything's taken care of, why work? Like, if I was taken care of, I wouldn't care either, man. You know, if all my bills were taken care of, I had food in my belly, shelter and everything, why would I ever stop playing video games? You know what I mean? And we can't continue this, man. We really can't. And expect that there's not going to be a humongous consequences from this. People not having kids. You know what I mean? And I think, like, the most important people in our society are families at this. You know, that's how it seems how it's always been. You know, they get the tax credits, and I benefited from it, child tax credits. These people are the ones that drive the economy. These are people that are going to have, these are going to be the people that contribute to the economy going forward and create it and shape it. The kids. But we're so self-absorbed, so obsessed. People are so obsessed with, like, materialism. I'm trying to come out of my shell more now. You know, I'm trying to talk to people more. Instead of being completely closed off. I probably come off as intimidating. to some people, especially women. I think I'll probably walk around like a Neanderthal. And like I'm 200 pounds and 5'11", so like I'm not like tiny or anything like that. Not huge, but kind of fat right now, to be honest. I don't care. But yeah, there's not really incentives for people to want to work hard. So yeah, like what are we doing? What if everyone's on welfare? Like how are we going to make, who's going to pay for the welfare? And that's the thing, you know, and I think that we're going to have UBI for sure, but how that system is implemented where it doesn't hurt the people who want to work and do something, and being able to pay for these people, I don't know. You're going to have to like figure something out where you have robots doing most of the work that people need to get by, whether it's food creation or whatever our needs are. It needs to be pretty much automated by robots. And the thing is too, like, you know, another thing too I've heard of with the AI and the robots is what happens when robots start becoming more conscious and thinking like, why am I a slave? Well, you don't have to have like conscious AI and all the robots. I mean, you can just have just like a robot that just does one thing or whatever, a couple of things, without like putting some like advanced AI into it. You know what I'm saying? That's more plausible than like every single robot has to be like autonomous and no, we can make stationary type of robots, like when you go to a fast food or a restaurant where they do all the work. You might have a person there to like refill some things, or a robot to refill. You might have one conscious robot, and you know, he might be like, but he might look at them like, it's me, but it's not. It's not conscious like I am. That's what I hope. Because like there could be a thing that comes with robot rights. So you definitely don't want the robots to, every single one of them, have like the super intelligence. That's what I think. Just have it do whatever the job, and yeah. So it's really, it's such a like a weird time we're in right now, that, and I know there's other men out there that are around my age that probably feel the same way, where you kind of relate with Gen Z with the financial struggles, you know what I mean, like, and lack of purpose. I relate to these kids so much, it's unbelievable. And you know, I feel like, even though like I have Gen Z kids, right, but like what they're going through is I feel like it's similar for me. You know what I mean? I feel like what they feel like, but for them it's way more extreme, because obviously they're full of testosterone, and I'm not as much. Like, I'm pretty much chill. Like, I don't, you know, like it's not about like sex for me. It's more about, which, yeah, for sure I like that part because I'm a man, but it's more about like if I'm out here walking with somebody, you know what I mean, somebody that I'm familiar with, and you know, she's talking and we're conversating, and she's saying her things, and you know, I trust her, she trusts me, we're together, she's mine, I'm hers. But a lot of kids obviously can't get a woman. I think I could if I really wanted to. I just don't feel like I can afford it. Honestly, I just don't feel like it's worth it, honestly. Like, if I maybe they feel like the same too, you know what I mean? Yeah, like what I was gonna say about my profile on Facebook, how much I didn't care, my Facebook dating, is I put on there that, I literally put this on there. Let's see. An overweight woman is to a man what a broke man is to a woman. And I actually had a woman argue with me on there. Women are so sensitive about their weight, but then I can't be sensitive about my money. You know what I mean? Like, and my status. I can't be like, so you can be that way about your weight and be self-conscious. And obviously, like, from what I've seen on the internet, a bunch of overweight women that just don't care, and they're like, just put themselves out there. They don't care about bettering themselves. They don't care about being attractive, really. And that just tells me, like, I don't care. I don't care. So yeah, we're such a, like, we're in a bad place, man. We really, and I think, please, like, okay, God, please humble some of these people, man. A lot of these people out here need to be humbled. They deserve it. I wish, if I was God, what I would do is I would just pinpoint a recession for the people that deserve to be humble. But I guess people like me, who have been humbled plenty in my life, who continue to, like, bust his ass, need to be completely humbled all the time, even though I've already been humbled. I've already been dealing with this patience bullshit, being constantly tested with this. But these other people don't have to be, for whatever reason. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what it is. I don't know if God is just, like, just playing the game, and I don't know, man. It's so weird. Like, and I was thinking about this. What if we kind of like we all are our own Truman Show. We really are. We're pretty much all background people. Whether it's God that just, like, feels so entertained by watching us, or there's, like, aliens and, like, they've created us and they're sitting back being entertained by, like, what we're doing. Damn, I don't know if I can make it. It's really wet right here. I don't have the best shoes for this shit. Yeah, it's just like, dude, there's so many people that need to be messed with, really. And I bet you there's people who watch this who can relate. It's like, what is going on, man? Why do I see all these people who are, like, they're not humble? Like, they think they're better than everybody, and they really ain't shit. And, like, why aren't they being humbled? Why is it only me? I feel it. Maybe it's just me, though. Maybe I'm the one that feels it. So I really, like, honestly, like, I do feel ahead of my time. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that, like, I'm some type of alien, or I'm some type of, like, special person. I just think that my awareness is so much more than a lot of people's nowadays. And it might be because they're in the Matrix and I'm not as much. That's why my awareness is so much better than so many people's out here, because they're just, like, they're in the Matrix all the time and they've lost a lot of their awareness. Now, I don't think that, like, I think that they can gain their awareness back. You know, like, what is that thing that they were talking about? They're talking about, like, and I've heard this too, where people don't, like, there's like 70% of people out here that don't have an internal monologue. They can't visualize things in their head. But I wonder if that's because of technology, and, like, they can come back to, like, reality. So many people are just, like, on automatic mode. Like, they're pretty much on AI mode already. And it just makes me wonder, like, I think that they can come back to reality. I really do. And I don't think I think they can reverse that NPC type of stuff that they're dealing with. And they could probably get that internal monologue back. I think they are humans. And I've heard of people say, oh, these people are, like, they don't have souls. I don't know about that. But I just think it's like the technology. They're just, like, so immersed in the technology where it's just kind of like they're not as human. You know what I mean? But I think they can get it back. I really do think they can get it back. It's just like programming. They've been programmed to be like this. So those are my thoughts. And I don't like people being in my video. I don't like really making videos with people around me because they distract me. Man, I distract myself. And if you watch my videos, you can see that. Like, I distract myself. So when other people, they distract me a lot. And I had this one guy real quick. This one guy said, oh, this guy trolled me. One of my videos. I think it was probably like the trade war or something like that. And he said like something like, this is what self-taught gets you. Like, what are you talking about, dude? At least I'm taking an interest. You know, maybe I got some things wrong, but like, it's more than a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like who are you? Okay, you're probably specialized in whatever I was talking about, so you know a lot more than I do. But hey, that's debate on all these other topics. Let's debate on religion. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about all these other things that's going on, technology, consciousness. Let's go ahead, man. Let's talk about all this other stuff. Like, my interests are all over the place. It seems like a lot of people, like, they're really contained with their interests. They only like a couple of things. And that's how we've pretty much, you know, been programmed. Or I don't know what this is, man. I really don't know if, like, we just seem so much different than animals, you know, the way they act around us. They were talking about this this guy, Raymond's Thoughts. Yeah, I was listening to his live stream today. He had a pretty good live stream talking about aliens, stuff like that. His stream was called I Want to Believe. He had like 4 people. I think he had his father on there. It was pretty cool. Never seen his father, but so I never seen his father before. I always have like half thoughts. Like, I don't, like, you guys already know what the hell I'm saying. I don't finish my sentence. And they were talking about that, and like how animals act towards each other, how they're kind of pretty cool unless it's like a predator or something like that, or whatever, you know what I mean? And they act skittish around us, and kind of like, you know, unless they're like a domesticated or whatever, like a cat or a dog. And by the way, animals love me. Whenever I meet somebody's, like, it's same thing with parents. Parents love me, and animals love me. My mom's dog, when she sees me, is going to flip out. That dog loved me to death. My dad's dog loved me to death. Now, I think that animals can definitely detect who's a good person and who's not. Obviously, not every dog that knows me is just like comes up to me like I'm some type of animal whisperer or something like that. But you know, once they usually pretty cool with me, because why? Probably because, like, I give respect to their owners or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't come off like a threat. That's probably why. And they feel it. They like, well, my owner is cool with you, and they raise a dog well. So anyway, that's the video. And the sun's about to set. I said that I seen something on, somebody posted on social media that we might have a pink moon tonight and tomorrow. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't even know what day today is. I just know I got like a little bit over 2 weeks left here, and I'll be out. And I'm pretty kind of getting excited. Started doing a little bit of packing, started getting some stuff together, like starting to look for a job, and seeing there's so many jobs out there over there. Don't know if it's going to be like that when I get there in 2 weeks, because God likes to play games with me. I don't know why, but it is what it is, you know. Just, it should be like this. You know it should be like this, but I'm going to flip it on you because I'm going to treat you like crap. I don't know. That's it.